Okay, so I want to record a quick video kind of showing some things that we could do with an array list, or excuse me, with an array. Because we said before, like how we might initialize an array. Actually, I had this stuff just up here. We said there might be three ways that we could. So if you look at the screen over here, or over here, there might be like three ways that we could initialize this array. We can start it by just giving it like, well, I mean, this isn't really initializing. This is just kind of like we said, reserving the spot, reserving this variable name to use later. Really, these two are the different initializations. This one is we're just setting 10 spots in there. I mean, we just watched this video, so you know, don't need me to go through all through it. Or we are adding the values to this directly. I would say that this is less likely to happen typically. This is more likely to happen. We typically want to have just have a bunch of spots in there, and then we'll fill it with stuff later. So I'm going to actually put, and we can, again, we can't change the size later, so I'm going to make it really large to begin with. But one thing we could do is to go through and try and fill it full of random numbers. Okay, so one thing I'm going to do is just to kind of jog my memory about how to make like a random number. I'm going to use this site, Geeks for Geeks, and they have a lot of information, and I think it's done really well. It's very like clear and to the point. Doesn't Not at a super like a hard to understand level. You know, sometimes like if you look like Stack Overflow, it's really super high level. Geeks for Geeks is not like that. So this one, it's pretty straightforward and concise. I'll try and be concise here too. So we're going to import a random. So we're going to use a random number in here. So we need to make sure we import the random. And I kind of remember this. I just, you know, it's like hard to remember all the syntax and like remember exactly what we need to put in every time. I kind of remember how it works, but it's just hard to remember every single thing right away. So new random. I think we just do random, random, new random. You can see in here, yeah, no parameters for this. And then, so what we want to do, so this is going to be this random. We're creating, basically, we have a class random within Java, and then we are creating a random object from that, and we can call this whatever. Maybe let's call it like rand, to let us know that it's kind of like using, yeah. So we're making like an object called rand out of the random class, because we can't access the class directly in this case. So what we're going to need to do is we'll need to, so we could do like random, and it was next int. Oh, look, it's helping us. And then I wonder if, I don't know if we can even check our little the Java doc for this. We're uniformly distributed, so yeah. So this one, if we don't put in any parameters, it's going to choose just a random number from anywhere. Or, well, not from anywhere, I mean, there's a cap, but we could do something like this. Random next to random. And we could do like system out. Print. Line. And let's do this. And we just print it up. So I'm going to run, now we run it, it's just going to pop up a random number. Maybe we could do something like, just to be clear where it's at, and we'll say like random is. So then we can, when we run it, it's going to tell us really clearly like what our random number is, where our random number is at. Hopefully, if it runs, okay, good. Sometimes it like stalls out there, and then maybe like that's kind of, I'll do index, consistent about that, and then maybe, you know, I want to have 100 of these numbers. Actually, I'm not going to do 100. I'll do like 20. And then index plus plus. And then we can just run that. And do, okay, yeah. So good. So we're just going to get a bunch of random numbers. But again, we're not really doing anything with those random numbers. We're just kind of like creating them and just dropping them off. Okay. Maybe what we want to do is like save these for later. When could you use this? Like if you're making a video game, you probably want to have random numbers that you're going to use later on. You might want to store a bunch of random numbers. I don't know if you're doing like hero. I don't know. I'm thinking like an RPG. You want to like have different hero strengths, like their strength. I don't know, whatever else they might have: strength, dexterity, stamina, speed, whatever, charisma. You might want to have a bunch of random numbers that get saved here. So what we could do is we'll do this 20 times, and we can actually do this. Yeah, we do this 20 times, and then instead of just printing out the random, what we're going to do is we're going to go through and we're going to add this to our index. Or I should add this to our array using our index. So we want to say like, well, let's see. Let's put this up here because we want to define this first. And then we're going to go through and we're just going to say reg index is going to be equal to next integer. So this pulls up our random integers, and we're going to just place them somewhere within the reg array. We're going to find their location by using the index here. So what this is going to do is it's going to go through 20 spots in this array, and it's going to store random values in there. So if we run this, oh, actually, we don't want to actually. I wonder what's going to happen if I do this. We don't want to have the system out print thing in here. I'm curious to see what's going to happen. Okay, it still prints out the values. Kind of interesting. I guess that makes sense. It's saying the values and printing them. That's kind of interesting. And then, but if we run it like this, then nothing's going to happen. But we could then do that loop again to like print them out. Kind of what we saw earlier to print out values from array. System out print. And then we just need this part. We don't need the rest. So this generates the values, and then this is going to print them out. Yeah. If you run it, should be different numbers every time. So this is valuable because one of the things that we need to do is be able to do do different sorts and selections. So being able to generate a random list of numbers and then sort that random list of numbers is really important. So I'm going to stop the video here. That's how we might fill this up with random numbers, and I'm going to make another quick video about how we might then try and sort this. I'll try and break these up into parts. Bye.